we're back. It's more Disco Elysium, because it's been a minute. And I am trying to do these, like, maybe once a week. Assuming I have time on the weekends, which I usually do. At least to do recordings. We'll see if I can manage to, like, upload it, and if I need to do any editing, get that done. But yeah, we're here, we're doing the thing. What happened last time? What did we do last time? We were doing the jam mystery. We have to search through... Right! We talked to all the lorry drivers, and we found out that there was the one driver who's not here anymore, who is friends with Tommy? And we might have bullied him a little bit into telling us information because we're mean, actually. And we're horrible. Reminder, we're horrible. Oh god, are we horrible?
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
So I guess that's what we're just gonna do it. We're just hopping right in.
Pointed to his friend's lorry.
Try to peek in the window?
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers.
Can I try the door handle?
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Okay, well, let's unlock the door with the key that Tommy gave us.
And turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just...
open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Admire the posters?
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Ooh.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder. What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably grenade number 5.
Can I study the centerfold?
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine the radio?
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio.
That's a few.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
What about the Speed Freaks FM? Is that one saved a
Doesn't
saved
look like
station?
it.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
Unclear.
Is there anything I can do with the radio?
Not without the dial key, no.
Alright. Well, then let's look around the
ghostly
cabin.
Actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover.
Can I check the pedals?
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Why the sandpaper?
No idea. You could peel off the sandpaper to peek underneath, but that would be tampering with the scene.
I don't care about rules. I need to get some results. Could just take a peek, a teensy weensy peek. Or back up into the cabin. I just want results.
The throttle underneath looks as smooth as glass. slippery even. The sandpaper must be there to add some extra grip.
Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene, which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful. First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Women. Always the most deceitful ones.
You've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
Oh, jeez. Alright, back
movie
into the
stars
cabin.
Are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter.
Reminder, we're making all of
and
the
a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat.
worst
Some
possible
tools
choices.
lie scattered near the pedals.
Alright, well, let's pull out
A
the
metallic
toolbox.
drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper?
It's an issue of Petty Ferrique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
Alright, well, pushing the pull-out
The
toolbox.
toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
Okay, well, let's close the door.
Close the rusty old lorry door. Your job here is done.
Okay. I mean, we haven't really gotten proof, right? That that Lady Driver is the drug trafficker. We're all just assuming. I mean, it seems likely, but I'm just saying, we didn't actually get any, like, solid proof of that. I should probably double check it, but I was gonna go talk to, I was gonna go talk to Joyce. That was the plan. I figured I should, like, check that before I walked all the way over here just to find out that that was incorrect. I should also go check I don't think it's been enough time, but we should go check to see if the spillway has been cleared so we can get across the river.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
She pats a raincoat.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Neither do I! I'm gonna pat my similarly
Good
wet
choice.
coat.
Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
Spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, exactly where are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
I mean, understandable.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
We turned up quite a few interesting things, actually.
Good to hear. I wouldn't want to pry into a confidential police matter, but in the event you'd like to share more, I would like to know who it was.
It's a she, by the way.
If you suspect a woman in this sort of skullduggery, good move on their part.
It seems the architect of this operation has gone missing and abandoned lorries near the
runaway.
statue.
Good work. This is a tangible lead towards solving the whole mystery.
She's a fan of vintage movie stars. The inside of the cab was plastered with posters.
We contain multitudes, do we not? It might not be pertinent to her profession, but who knows? It may help you find her yet.
Perfect. There was just triple checking to make sure I was actually recording, because how unfortunate would that be? Saw a really advanced radio system with a lot of stations
That speaks
saved.
of the vastness and sophistication of the operation. Were you able to examine the radio?
Unfortunately, the dial knob was missing. The radio itself was in Inoperative.
Sensible for her to disable access to such essential information.
I found research about something called ULAN frequencies related to the operation.
High-intensity microwave frequencies. They're used for navigational purposes, to compress the inter-eastlery space. They may use it to communicate with incoming freighters.
Let's be honest. You have no idea what that means. Inter-Ecelary microwave compression. Moving on.
I've told you what I found, now it's your
I appreciate
turn.
you placing your trust in me. Thank you again for looking into this matter. You have my gratitude, and the gratitude of Wild Pines Group.
Great.
Now, per our original agreement, it's time for me to share company secrets with you.
Give me the information.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Revachol West.
Okay, well, tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker?
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they?
Crenell, an Odonese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Sorry, my keyboard is wiggling around. I, cleaned my desk yesterday, which is great, but I still had to move everything, so it's not quite where I need it to
They
be.
wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Ceramic armor, you say? Like the kind I'm currently wearing on my feet?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put...
Sorry, I just want to point out, I just got the achievement Hyperstellar Law Official, which is Say 7 Deranged Superstar Lights.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
What can they do against the Union? There seem to be a lot of them.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, detective? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most
What
Union
weapon,
workers don't
Joyce?
have guns at all.
You seem to forget that I don't have a gun.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
Jesus.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario that you're describing? I think the confrontation is
It
inevitable.
doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia.
My name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, okay?
One single, concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Cornell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eendracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions, and such.
Sounds like maybe the colonel went a little native during the course of his duties. Okay, anything else you can tell me? We'll do that one because it's horrible and I hate it. Oh!
I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective.
It's the expression she objects to.
What, going native?
Yes.
She picked a strange hill to die on. Strike.
Oof! Sounds like you object to the words going native more than him raping and killing people.
She's silent.
This is where you draw the line, going native, not hiring a paramilitary death squad?
Paramilitary death squad is a bit rich. But yes, were it up to me, I would have at least vetted them more thoroughly.
I don't know why that's that's where I was going with all of that, but you know. Okay, anything else you can tell me?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
Excuse me.
If
Okay.
you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
I know ICP, I can't remember what it stands for, but I hear that and I just think Insane Clown Posse, and I don't think I'm alone in that. So it's just very funny to me. Also what? Oh, I can run a better background check. I have no idea what you're talking about. Probably. I'm gonna say no. Probably.
Yes, your condition. The International Collaborative Clique
Oh, there we
maintains
go.
a database for these sorts of things. Perhaps you should consult it. It was just a suggestion.
The ICP stands for International Collaboration Police, not the Insane Clown Posse, although cops are clowns, but not the fun kind. Could you contact the company? Tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here.
Yeah.
Until they do, it's all on us.
Alright. You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
It's the first time I've heard of this. Where did this assault take place and when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Okay.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Is Colonel the one who was hanged? Did you know him?
If you mean, did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
This Lely. Anything else? Nationality? How old would you say he was?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age. or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality, accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then you'll have to.
Thanks, Pain Threshold. Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
I still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Why? Where are the... Oh, okay, I understand. I was like, why are clothes not fitting right? A thing here is because... Okay, it's in relation to the scab leader, I understand. Where are these mercenaries? Shit!
Maybe she's right. It's a better idea not to confront them. Also, there's something wrong with your brain. This was so easy.
Please! Listen! How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
What, you mean you don't know what's going on?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay, well, that's enough for now.
I'm sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Places? Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oranese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What's the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue. Spoken to him. From now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse. This one has flown quite far by now. Nowhere. There is no soul.
An empire without an emperor.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
Then what?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. Hold on, before we do that. Oh, excuse me. I do realize I have a thought that I can put in here. Do I want anti-object task force? What is this? Take a look at your hands, see how bruised they are. See those little scars? This is Exhibit A. The material world is holding you back. Containers, mailboxes, doors, chairs. They are all your enemies. Always have been. Atoms themselves are in on the conspiracy, forming shapes and structures that you hate. You are energy stuck in a body. You are spirit trapped in matter. Break free. Beat up that lamppost. Let it know just how much objects suck. Beautiful. And what is this one? And now it's clear you like to look inside containers, you like to open doors and see what's behind them. Maybe secrets? Maybe more juicy containers? Let's be honest, you like all containers. Trash cans, utensil trays, manholes, coat pockets, secret containers left behind by the Philippine kings that hold forbidden relics. Okay, you haven't come across one of those yet, but one day. Wait, is that why you're so hell-bent on opening containers? Do you think you'll find the Holy Scepter in the Orb de Montag? Montagny? Do I have enough? No, I don't have enough. Okay, we're gonna start with the Anti-Object Task Force. And then our next level up, which should be happening in 30 points. I think we're gonna do the Jamrock Shuffle. I just want to do all the thoughts. The last time that I played, I did a lot of thoughts, but I think I like focused more on skills. Like I remember internalizing like 4, maybe 5 thoughts, but I kind of like dropped that at a point, and I would like to just have big brain, even if it's bad brain. Big bad brain. Can retry the door at some point, which is exciting. And I just wanted to get rid of the orange for that. Okay. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the 2 constants. Redefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Easlary Age.
You said you can't read it. Seems like you can.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Alright, well, that's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all for now. Let's have a thought.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
10 cents for every green orb clicked. Learning cap for savoir faire raised to 6. Not bad. Okay. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than the sloop. Well, now I'm gonna have to start clicking on all these so we can get those points. Or so we can get money. Belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Because listen, even if it's just 10 cents, it's 10 cents more than I had before. And while we're doing okay on money right now, it's gonna get tight, is the thing, and I don't think Kim is gonna let us stay in his room. So, you know. The ad reads, broken window? Tibbs has windows. To tell Gart about that. Sorry, we are just gonna go around and get all the money right now. That's what's happening here. Look, I've gained like maybe $1 at this point. Probably not even a full dollar, honestly. Okay, well, we've learned a lot about a lot, actually. Let's get another about the tattoo's possible meaning. We have to visit the apartment after 2100 hours. I guess I should go pay for my room now. Ugh, dumb. Stupid. Should I talk to these boys? No. No, I shouldn't. I absolutely should
Can
not.
I help you?
About my bill for
Got the
tonight.
20 real?
Yeah, 20 real for the night.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, guard.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Thank you, Half-Light. Sorry. Hold on. Oh my god. I breathed bad? Can we talk to
Just a moment, officer.
Lena? We haven't talked to Lena
And
yet.
there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
He appears to be genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Now then,
Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?
please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Stupid.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone
The
line?
manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague? This is something to look into later.
I have other things to bother Gart about. What did you need the phone for
To let
anyway?
the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Missing, you say?
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. Oh, forgive me for not introducing myself. My name is Lena. My husband and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before? Sounds more like a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing, and then I'll get back to this. That's the more assholey answer, but honestly, I'm like running out of things I can do without Kim. There's plenty that I can do, but I would like to do it with Kim.
That's
we'll
just
bite.
it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds.
Do you need to check the
Something sweet in it. Somnolence.
uh
A damp
whatever
chill
it
goes
is.
down your spine. When you look around, you're still
The crossing.
in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. They should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who's this Gary person? You trust
Oh,
him?
sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Wouldn't you know, it's blocked by a big butter billboard. Fell right into the water.
Sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Listen,
Sure.
sweetie, I hate to ask, but if your investigation happens to take you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely
Sorry.
rare insect.
Thanks, Inland Empire.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
All right. I need to get some more water. So, 2 seconds. we're back. So your husband is some sort of
Oh,
scientist?
yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's really just a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Dang. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your
Oh dear,
relationship.
I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Let's try this again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even. One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
Okay. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
Cute. How did the two of you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's
Smiles
skipping
wistfully.
over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Think I have all the information I need. Let's move
I hope
on.
I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is
Oh,
looking for.
sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
She was about to launch into an impassioned description, but stoppered herself. Why is that?
But I want to hear about it. You're right, I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about
Of
something
course,
else.
dear.
I'm sorry, Lena. I want to hear about the Insulindian phasmid. Don't notice this about me, but actually, I've lost all memory of the world and myself. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, we can't do that. That's too forthcoming.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
Sorry, sweetie, I can't get into that just now. Gart did say he could deliver a telegram for me earlier, and I should really notify our house sitter about our delay.
Oh,
The spirit
God.
creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness.
Shit!
You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I'm seriously running out of shits to give. To hell with all of this.
Nothing you can say. Cop gives
Fuck!
up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous...
That's the same. God damn it! Shit! Oh, and did it really put me back this far? No! Okay, I'm gonna speedrun this, and we'll pick up where we left off. Fuck! Damn it! I know it tells me when it auto-saves, I just didn't...
This screen found a... This is the one the man pointed to. The glass on the side, the door. There's no... He put the
This is
smell of
fine.
cigarettes. One of them. There's definitely perfume in the remnant. The actresses looks like the peculiar. It has to be an advice. Doesn't look like unclear. Not without the dial. The ghostly. These. One of them. There's definitely the actress. Wait. That's the actresses.
Okay.
You wedge yourself. But one. No idea. The throttle underneath looks matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene. You've identified the movie stars as a metallic drawer. It's an issue. It looks like these formulas, the pull-out tool, are closed.
Okay, well that's that handled. Stupid. Annoyed. Dumb. Not happy. It's not that big of a deal. It only feels like it took forever because I was listening to all the dialogue options, but we know what's said. We can just skip through all of it, but horrible. Alright. Get
You're
through
back.
Joyce real quick.
Good. Yes,
So
my
for
eyes on the heart.
Lordman-
It doesn't really matter. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? Ah,
Turned up quite a
Good
good
to hear.
things. It's a
Clever.
she.
a runaway.
The architect,
We
fan of
contain
vintage movie
multitudes, do we
stars.
not?
I saw a really
It
advanced
that speaks of the
radio.
vastness and sophistication of the operation.
Dial knob
sensible
wasn't
for her
avail-
to disable
there.
access to such
ULAN
high-intensity-
frequencies.
Let's be
I'm an
honest, you
idiot.
have no-
I appreciate you placing now. I wouldn't normally.
The words bloodbath.
What
Yes.
about bloodbath?
I'm
Tell
afraid
me
this,
again.
I have an indirect role to play. They were
Momentary lapse of
dispatched
faith?
after
Every
a member of the
worker?
board. Absolutely
Security
not.
detail?
Cornell.
Who
They
are
rest- The story
they?
is he was taken out.
What
Nothing.
then? For
It's a
now.
In secret. They are-
Not
it is very
disco.
If you don't pin this on someone good,
What can they do
and
against
it
the
fi- Have you ever seen
Union?
these men?
The muzzle.
As I said, a bloodbath.
I think confrontation's
Doesn't have to be
inevitable.
One single concrete
Okay, and then we were going
delivered into civil
to.
court, and I may be able to diffuse this situation.
Never mind. Hold on. We unlock that. Put that in. What can you tell me about
Not much. They boast a
Cornell?
long list of clients. Saint
White
Baptiste,
native.
Benchman. I wouldn't go as
It's the express.
Going
Yes.
She
native.
picked a strange hill. She's silent.
paramilitary
This is where you draw the
deaths.
line.
Sadly,
Okay.
if you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time.
probably.
I guess. Your condition. I have.
Contact them. You said the
Or
deceased
he
assaulted
didn't.
someone. Who
This
did
is
the passing
remain that the
on?
man was
Teenagers.
killed because he assaulted a
When did
local
it
last Sunday.
happen?
Either way, he's alleged to
Who
have.
was the
That's a good question.
woman?
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you
Colonel.
mean, did I-
His name
Lely.
was. Tell me about
One
the
is a man.
others.
He
This
was 40.
Lely. Nationality.
In a way, it was humanizing. He
Where
had
are the
they've
remaining
gone to gra-
two?
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol
Still need to
citizens.
know where they
You're
are.
likely to run into them eventually.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
I'll keep this in because we did it good, apparently. Instead of doing it bad this time. Surprise! Harry was smart enough to put it together that the scab leader is the boy.
The other
merc.
has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in ill-fitting working clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
Maybe so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
I would like to kick the
The
hornet's nest.
situation at the gates is a powder keg. She says she wants to avert catastrophe, but that's where she draws the line. I call bullshit.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Nothing is inaccessible.
I had another
I
question
hope
for
I can
you.
answer it better.
Okay, and then we're gonna skip ahead again because you don't need to see all of this one more time.
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know.
What's going
Not on
on?
this map. It's a matter of days. I am
That's
sorry
enough for
to have
now.
been.
What can you
Of
tell me
course.
about
For
the
about
tattoos?
half a minute.
What do you think?
So I can't.
Places like
Close.
stars?
Caught
What is
quite a
the use
few.
of a map?
Then he made his Revachol.
This?
Those are the two. I can't. The sailor.
Where is he now?
Nowhere. There
An
is no
empire
soul.
without an emperor.
Who can tell me more?
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security, but if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there
Apparently I've
anything
done good
else I
on my
can help
rolls
you
this
with?
time around. Oh, that's all. Get out of here.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was...
Okay. Let's quickly gain all the funds here. And once we do that, we go talk to Lena again. Maybe? I mean, we should, right? I need more morale stuff. Maybe we go buy some morale boosters from the Freet before we talk to Lena, actually. With this, like, as much as we've been going through them, it might be good. We're very bad at everything, is the thing. We should have enough money to be able to do that. So... yeah, let me go over to the Freet.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
What do these products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Can you be a little more specific?
No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Hypnogamma gives me 3 morale. And it is cheaper? Yeah, it's 20 cents cheaper to do that.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
We're just gonna buy a lot of those for reasons. I wouldn't worry about it, actually. Okay, let's get back into the whirling. It's a good choice for all my bad choices, you see. Alright, Liam, let's get through your conversation
Just
real
a moment,
fast.
officer.
The closest.
It's fine.
Hold on. I'm actually going to save right now. Okay.
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice
Or I
you
need to
till
make a
the young- I
call.
was- oh, forgive me. That's just.
Oh,
Cold
bye.
brick.
You have more important things. Just some.
What's this
but they
expedition?
should've-
The water lock. That was broken.
Who's a
Oh,
scary person?
Scary's as loyal as they.
Water
Oh,
lock is
my.
broken.
Oh,
Big butter
sweetie.
billboard!
Listen, sweetie.
This will sure...
Okay.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the world. Oh,
If
you're
I
such
see
a
him.
dear.
So your husband's some
Oh,
kind
yes.
of
It's
scientist,
really just,
cryptozoologist?
searching for such species called cryptids.
Tell me
is
more about
difficult,
Morel.
dear. I'm
What does your
not
husband
sure.
look like?
Hmm.
Let's try that
Oh,
again.
well, one other thing.
How long have
We'll
you
be
been
celebrating our
married? How did you
sixth
two
by,
meet?
She's skipping over some important...
Take all the
I hope
information I
I've been useful.
need. Tell me more about this rare
Oh, sweet.
insect.
She was about to launch...
You're
Of
right.
course,
I don't
dear.
care. You don't notice we're not doing that one. I'll retry this roll.
There's really
Oh!
no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
Okay, what's the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kayshurrr.
Says as if it's common knowledge.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kayshurrr desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Okay. Wait, what do you mean strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
Just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kayshurrr is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. That's
Okay.
what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kayshurrr must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kayshurrr desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit. You need more.
Thanks, Inland. What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
She answers immediately. Cryobacter catlensis?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kutla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
Bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
It's aliens.
Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Wait, she injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
I don't understand. Why would you prolong your life? Being alive is terrible.
Oh, sweetie. It's not all quite so awful, but prolonging one's life does seem to come with risks. After Mijanou treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Dang.
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
She pauses for effect. The gnome of Jeroma? Doesn't sound too bad.
It is.
Gnomes are
None
horrible.
of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Are there any photos of it?
Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
She says mostly to herself. Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
What's that?
The call de mama d'aqua, or thin whisper of sound. And that's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
What is it, Sound like.
Like nothing. It's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
But how can an animal be sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Could it be here? Right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Maybe it's predatory.
What if it's predatory?
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds,
We
were trying
know
out a
all
new
about the
recording technology for
ornithologists.
capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing.
Those horrible, horny bird
When
scientists.
playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Songbirds.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Coldamamadaqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Name them.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mamadaqua they followed individually.
Why is the Mamadaqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinction?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadaquas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
They cancel each other out?
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population. After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Coldamamadaqua population anywhere.
Interesting.
What
What
about what?
about... This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
That's all for now, ma'am. Okay! Got a lot more information that time, which was not the intention. But, you know, it is what it is. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Union placards. You see hawthorn bushes outside. It's a bowl. They're spitting it, reeking of tobacco. Okay. Ooh, money. Give me that. Don't mind me while I take all your cash. Okay, as you can see, I did purchase a lot of morale boosting stuff, because I was tired of morale being the thing that killed us.
Was that?
So,
Could it be the Coldamamadaqua? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there ringing?
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Listen closely
There
first.
it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species. Yeah, but how are you going to catch it?
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
A physical instrument, please. Gonna move my head towards the sound.
No. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it.
Where?
Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
No, come back, please.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Okay. Got the Jamrock Shuffle and the Col de Mamadakwa to think about at some point. Okay. I did want to check the water lock. And from there, I don't know, we'll see what we can do. What's this? Sewer grate, gateway to the river of filth. Wonderful. It's not that, like, we're running out of things to do. There's just...
G'day to you, officer.
Can I have some of
Sure
that
thing.
salami?
It is salty.
Perfect. Again, it's not that we're running out of
Couple
things to do. There's just
indicator
stuff that I
lights
want to,
are
like,
missing
do
from
with
this control
Kim.
panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
You gotta pull the lever up.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder!
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. The man watches you in silence, very slowly cutting off another slice of his salami and putting it in his mouth.
Release the lever.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Pull the lever again.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft
Okay.
clunk. Then nothing happens. The
We'll
spring
release it.
wasn't
We'll
there a
leave. What is today, Tuesday? Should be fixed
A
tomorrow?
crumpled, the sign billboard has fallen on the water lock.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess we can go look in the abandoned building some more, because we have that, like, that cube. And I know I can do a thing in there with that. I do want to go check the... What is this? Why is it so dark over here? Has it always been like that? Am I just silly? I want to confront this man, but again, it might be better if Kim were here for that. I want to try and talk to the container again, because I can reattempt that. And, you know, we love doing stupid things. So, let's get that going. Could probably check in with Everard.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer, and as it's
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know that Everard has anything for us. You know? Yeah, I don't want to talk to him. So let's get out of here. I think that's the smoothest we've ever gone down those stairs before. Oh, and then I proceed to have difficulties here. Okay. Sorry. Was looking. We should stop yawning. First and foremost. We'll wait to talk to the scab leader. Nope, go down, buddy. And I guess we'll go into the abandoned building. See what we can find there. And then we'll probably call it there. I think that'll be enough for today. It's not, we didn't get a whole bunch done. But we have accomplished a little bit. Again, I just want Kim back. Here's the thing about the thing. I just want Kim back. We'll put that there. Okay. Did we do this?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
Turn the ice cream
Turning the
crank?
crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Try to crack open the lid?
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Okay, hand-eye coordination, listen. I don't need this kind of sass from you.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Unplug black
Something
cable.
close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Unplug giant red
An
cable.
electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Leave. What's this? Okay. Well, collapse is inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Look inside the
It's
furnace.
dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the
Okay.
smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What's happening?
Maybe it's coming from somewhere upstairs. You should investigate. Or maybe you're just hungover again.
Smear your hands with
A
coal.
lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Hadramut Karzai, smear your cheeks with black
3
coal.
dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
Kick it with my
A
feet.
hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
But I have my big boots on. Okay, I am gonna heal up gonna heal up to 3 because I'm scared. Probably shouldn't have kicked the thing, huh? Ooh. Surprised I missed some things. We've already looked at that. Can I hold on? What if I try this? Consider, what if we do try to pry this open?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
I don't like that -20. I should try, shouldn't I? Because it's bad.
This
It's a bad
orange
choice.
machine is dead still. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
What is this?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes. That's a good pry bar, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open, some kind of super pry bar.
I want a
You
super
have
pry
no
bar.
idea where to get one. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Alright. I was scared that it was gonna break my pry bar was the thing. But it didn't, so it's fine. Alright, well we've done some looking around down here. What's up? We didn't really go up too much, did we? Plus I can look at things and get my little points
This
that way,
appears
right?
to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Oh. Turn on the machine.
Lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press
A
play.
bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
Half-Light, what are you going on
The
about?
static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production
The
schedule?
filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
This is the police. Please open the thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Okay.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress
Okay.
accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What are you, a machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the
Tiles
static.
on the cube are still smoldering.
Can I press
Nothing
print?
happens.
Alright, well, let's leave. I'm gonna leave that in there for right now.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
What am I looking
Radio
at?
frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical
You
here?
think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. They
Okay.
must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important.
If it's a game, then who's
Whoever
playing?
decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay. What's this? Hold on, what's this? Shoes in a puddle of melting snow, floorboards creak. What's this? Things that I can take. Postcard. Things that I can sell for like no money at all.
An iron safety curtain curls before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
Knock on
What
it.
an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No
Knock
one's
even
home.
harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now. There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe you should talk to the lady in the bookstore. Ask what's going on.
Okay. If you say so. Can I... What? Are we good? Okay, there we go. Sorry, Harry was having a moment? Wasn't walking like I was telling him to. Nothing in here. And there's nothing over here. We've gone up as high as we can. Can I try this again?
The barbell waits patiently.
No, I can't. Not allowed. Alright, understood. Maybe we can go talk to the lady. But first, money. National Recipes of Arda, old sports magazines. Gift books, molten candy.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages.
Right, because they're like incredibly expensive. Oops, not that. I want to that back in my hand. Wait, no, wait. I meant to replace the flashlight. I don't need it out here. Lady, what do you know about the upstairs room?
Broke down. The back door. The wards. The door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures.
It's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
What are you talking about? It's just a door.
Just a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
Closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant.
Host Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Cursed, but I thought the curse wasn't real.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman.
She shrugs, visibly dejected.
Right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
I mean, I'm already doing it, so...
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity?
The entity? No, I don't think
Yes,
so.
the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
You mean the chimney that's part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from there. Chimneys aren't big enough for anyone to live there. Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell. Of course, it all makes sense now. I mean, I heard voices.
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
Okay.
You should get back to the furnace. Make some noise.
Okay, drama. That's all for now. You know what? I'm gonna buy that stupid cockatoo book. Ooh, what's this? Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. You want me to buy the
A
fascist magic
sulfur-crested
book?
cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open.
I'll buy it for
An
$3.99.
nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Yeah, okay, whatever, lady. Before we get there, I would like to interact with this
A
book.
cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Okay, what more?
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird
Cockatoos.
enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
The bang bang cockatoo? Alright, what problems do these birds
Where
have?
to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to
Pet
listen.
owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Alright, that's pretty bad. Anything
It
else?
is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Yeah, but there has to be something great about cockatoos as well.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Same.
Ouch. That must hurt.
Read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
I love it.
Ooh.
Cool. Read about the major majestic
Perhaps
cockatoo.
the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
Read about the most common bang bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, bang bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Grey and common bang bang, that's me. Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. Isn't that obvious? Major majestic, here I come! What if I'm just a fuck-up-a-two? A fuck-up and a cockatoo? I have to take some time to think about this. I think I chose the fuck-up-a-two the last time. But obviously, we're major majestic.
You're right. Your Majesty embodied. This big, beautiful bird belongs on your heraldry.
Gonna put that book away. Beautiful. Okay, we do have a new skill point, which again, I could be putting into actual skills. Or
Anti-object task force.
we doing thoughts.
Behold, the anti-object task force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage. A new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
Please. Attacking physical objects heals damage. Get +1 to pain threshold. And all physique learning caps are raised by 1. Not bad. My esprit de corps is gonna take a hit, but that's fine. We don't care about that for the Jamrock Shuffle. The Cult of Mamadakwa would be neat, but we're gonna do the Jamrock Shuffle first. All right, let's go. Yeah, maybe we try to hand. Can I walk through here? Am I not allowed through because it's too dark? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I suppose I understand. Yeah, he just wouldn't go. It was too dark. Harry was too scared. It was too dark. Ooh, it's so scary. It's too dark. Start here.
As before,
Knock even harder.
those curtains prove to be there must be
Well-
another way to wake up.
Okay. Alright, listen here. I was told that I was gonna get healed. But I guess not. Can we talk to the furnace again?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring
Ooh.
it pitch black.
War painted my face. We've got a wet whistle and we kicked the furnace. Let's go ahead and
Something
do a shout.
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
You hear a woman's voice answer. This is the police who's there.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Alright, that was easy. We only damaged our foot a whole bunch. I might go purchase healing items next time we walk past the free. Not that we, like, I don't know, health hasn't been too much of an issue, but I would like to make sure that it remains not an issue. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Dice.
Hello, I'm Neha.
Bird-like woman sits on the throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean by muse?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
Sure, I like role-playing games, and I need some dice. Maybe I'm not really sure why I'm here, honestly. No, I was looking for something else. Answers. Not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer, and I need to ask some questions.
I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else can I help you then?
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
You like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
I'd like to order a die from you.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Tell me about your most extraordinary die.
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
I don't even need to hear about any of the others. Yes, I'm a star myself. Superstar. And superstars don't care about money.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice, made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet, to complement your magnetic personality. 10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
But do magnetic dice even roll properly?
It's true. Magnetic dice are definitely different. When rolled together, the magnetic fields of the pips interact with each other to push and pull on each other as they're rolled, just like all magnetic personalities do.
I need to think about it first.
Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Just a normal die for me, please. Very regular. I'm looking for something to help with my work. Actually, I need more time to think about it. Do you have any cursed dice? Looking for something to help me with my work.
I have just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm. I don't get it.
You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Oh! Sorry, I'm gonna try and catch.
You overthink it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
I don't play fetch. I'm not a
I
dog.
see that.
I'm definitely not anyone's
The
bitch.
dice maker coughs, her hands playing with her ring again. She doesn't say a word.
Gonna pick up
That
the red
one
die.
is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. And you definitely need luck in Martinez.
She closes her
Is
desk
she
drawer.
pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else?
I'd like to
Of
order a
course.
die.
Tell me
I
what
I want those
star that
magnetic
fell from
ones.
the firmament? Yes,
I'm a
with
star.
N real, and I
It's a
can
deal.
get these
I'm gonna order that dice
you in
set.
8 hours then. Was there anything else?
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in
Nothing
rags?
really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Inland, it's fine, actually. Seriously, you've got a great view of the courtyard and you didn't see or hear anything Sunday
I'm
night?
sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily
Well,
ruckus?
There's always something going on in the whirling's backyard.
She stopped to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never took your eyes off the work to look out the
I
window?
might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you have to work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see, thank you for your
She
answers.
Anything else, officer?
Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside
Sorry.
the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
How do you explain what happened to those companies?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate.
Alright. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Plaisance thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity. Because you're competent and dedicated to your craft, the curse doesn't affect people like you. Curse will get to you, have no doubt about it. It's just doesn't care about earthly time frames. Be the first to admit there's more inconsistencies in this so-called curse. It's because you're competent and dedicated to the craft. Curse doesn't affect people like you. Nah, I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in the so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
No, I think people are stupid.
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there's no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
You know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is
More or
gone.
less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
It used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
Ah, jeez. I hate this. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it.
It looks like you haven't let anyone near your hair in a long time.
She tilts her head, looking at your shaggy mane. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was he?
A kind man. From Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
Looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Dang! How did that community project work out? Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it?
If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Jeez.
You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed?
Dang.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
I mean, I know what this is. Cool, very cool about the debris. But what about a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
What does she mean, to get off on it?
We know what they mean! Wait, people do that?
People do that. I believe the ICP got them. They have a special division that deals exclusively with sub-Rosas. In any case, I don't think it's your job to worry about what happens on Milius. I probably shouldn't have even mentioned it. Things like that are better forgotten.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
I need to know what drugs he was doing for my police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights. Or
Yeah,
activists.
the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Dang. But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What did the transmissions say?
Usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
She laughs and turns around in her chair.
The Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
Don't promise me something nice like that. Found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her
They
face.
were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
What I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Really, they must have been on a gigantic ego
That's
trip.
what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on.
I mean, they're not wrong. But it also sounded like they weren't really, doing anything to help themselves.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. And to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
You're right, they should have just tried harder. They did everything they needed to succeed.
Not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
Okay.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Critical failure.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar?
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright. What about the other ideas?
There was really just one. and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Fritta does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Freet as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly. What did they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up to work at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around you? How else do you choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, what did it work, or did it work out for the business? That's an award-winning idea.
Yeah, some people spend their whole lives chasing the hot one. You should have joined the gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the stand, ready to scare off customers and hit on the girls. As if they didn't already have the bear.
She closes her eyes if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
So it's probably good that we didn't put the body in the freezer like I had wanted to do.
Eventually, Revachol Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Bear was scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared, like it could become alive any moment now. I killed the bear.
You did what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I murdered it with my own bare hands. I laid it to rest. My trophy now. I unplugged the fridge to help Revachol Ice City cut their losses. I had to kill the bear to become the bear.
I can see the stripes.
Bear put up quite a fight. Stripes are what keeps me human.
That bear was one mighty mammal. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherian?
Megatherian. A mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Maybe this wise and noble beast can guide you toward those amphetamines you've been craving.
I don't have a comment on drugs. Hey, do you think that vision beast could guide me towards some amphetamines?
I don't, officer. You should stay away from drugs and vision beast. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
I like that, like, everyone else is telling me not to do drugs. When that should be my job, but...
Little sparkling embers
No.
under the window.
Where do I find the drugs?
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
Actually, I had other
Good.
questions.
I hope it clarified things a bit. I'm listening.
No,
Good.
okay.
I hope it clarified things a bit.
Why hasn't her
What
business
else?
failed?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
But I don't have that many clothes. Oh, gonna start taking off your clothes. I need to connect.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Game, I'm not wearing pants. Zipper, it's stuck. Is it me? Is it just me, or is it hot in here? I'm trying to lower my body temperature. It's part of the special technique I have.
And what technique is that?
She squints at you, a little astonished at what she's hearing. Still haven't gotten your zipper open. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes I get these feelings.
Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings.
Now you feel something. The cold damp of shame washing over you.
No, not like that. It's like I can feel the wind, or I don't know, the air pressure, and then the air tells me things.
The air pressure told you to take your pants off in my studio?
No, I didn't have any pants on to begin with.
This is not going very well, is it, word-wise?
No, I'm not explaining this very
Can you
well.
please employ this special technique somewhere else? I work here and my work requires concentration. Half-naked people don't help with that.
She turns away so that you can zip up your pants again. But I don't have pants! I'm gonna leave.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Oh yeah, like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work.
What hard work do I do
Look
exactly?
at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Sure, I got that giant novelty check from Everard. Say I took some money from that Manana guy, too. Oh, and then there's pawning stuff off to the suspicious Roy guy? Got that giant novelty check.
Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everard. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it.
Could say I took some money from that Manana guy, too.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
Oh, and then there's pawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy?
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
Guess I've made some gills, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Because of that Gart guy riding my ass.
The black man has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it.
Look,
Because nationalist thoughts give me negative one now,
music.
but...
Everyone likes them, especially the women. Don't hate on the immigrants. They've got nothing to do with you living under a boat.
Fucking taxes, man!
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
No fucking way! Guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight.
Fucking
Free the
hell.
people. Keep it real. Keep it street. keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, the die fell all the way down, right? Can I... Moving on from the tax situation. Can I retrieve the die? Oh, hiccups. I haven't leveled up yet. To pick up our dice from the dice maker in a bit. We need to go report back to Placence. We're 65 points away from leveling up. Okay.
A thick layer of coal.
Look inside the furnace?
And grind. The echo is so prominent. It's impossible.
Getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
Maybe or just.
Okay. It's gone. It's gone forever. Bear?
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge, slowly melting. The power has been cut off. A friendly
examine the
cartoon.
wrapper.
The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Okay. I wanted to see if the bear could point me towards some, drugs, but that doesn't seem to be the case. 1600. We should go pay our room. We should go pay for the room in the whirling again, because I haven't done that since the incident. We can also talk to Gart
Can I
about
help
the
you?
phone.
Got the 20 real. Good. You got the room.
Okay.
How could anyone forget asking?
Yeah.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Oh,
Yes.
just kidding. Okay, never mind. Actually, we have a breakthrough though.
Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
I want the cocaine skull. Find better loot in locked containers. Beautiful. It's a shame that we're only now getting that. There are bound to be more containers that we haven't unlocked yet, though. So, okay. So we have paid our fare. We've unlocked a new thought. I'm still working on leveling up again. What do we have to do? We have to pick up our dice in a little bit. We need to go report back to Placence. That's what we need to do. We can do that now. We'll call it there, I think. Actually, this time.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
Okay, weirdo. I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She says there is no curse because there are too many inconsistencies.
Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that?
The woman scoffs at you with an audible
Good luck
snort.
persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
First, you're one of those
I'm
inconsistencies.
not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only have my Simone's wards to thank for the protection they provide.
As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now.
Because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse.
Red blotches appear on her skin.
I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there.
God, she's insufferable.
Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
well.
Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
Inland, get out of here.
There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
Alright, well, that's her problem. We leveled up, and that's exciting. Let me get that set up for next time. I want this one. Ooh, -2 to empathy, because I'm cold-blooded. Okay. What else do we have to do? Not much at the moment, right? I mean, it's just killing time until Kim shows up. We could probably go talk to the smoker. Work badge missing. Who put the clothes in the trash? I guess we can do the clothes stuff next time. We can go talk to the man about the tattoos. A lot of these, unfortunately, do require Kim being here because we need access to the Kanima. But, you know, it is what it is. Fuck. Sorry, I'm looking at these stats over here. It's 16. We have 16 points in Fascist, 10 in Superstar Cop. How have I gone ultra liberal? Well, I guess no. No. I understand. I just do whatever pisses people off, unfortunately. Alright. Let's do a hard save. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. In a couple hours. Well, it'll probably be less than that with me cutting out some stuff. But I wish it was a little like faster to get through days. This is gonna be a longer series, I guess is what we're getting at. It's gonna take us some time to get through this, but that's fine. We like that. It's a cool game, and we're exploring and we're doing things. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll try and get more of this up probably next week. We'll see if I can record more often than that. Probably not, though, just given, you know, work and streaming and existing and all that. But yeah, until then, we'll see y'all later, friends. Goodbye.